previous meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting with any amendments offered that was sent out via email.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
I had no amendments to offer.
Was that there,
I'm
Paul?
not sure that we need to really do anything. I don't know what the answer to it is anyway. But back under the Gay Hill thing, down under 50 copies printed as thingies, second to the last paragraph, there is a thing that says, Mr. said a waterproof container needs to be purchased for the triathlon. And I don't remember whether it was Dave or me that said it, but it just says Mr.
Neither did I, that's why it says Mr.
I don't care. I don't care whether it's correct or not. I don't think it makes
Oh,
a
yeah, I
bit of
guess so, I'll
difference.
make it you.
But that's the only thing I noticed.
Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right. All in favor as amended?
Aye.
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 Say aye.
You want
You weren't
to
here.
abstain?
Wasn't here, so I can't say aye.
But Donna was.
Read them.
Yeah,
got
she
4-0.
got an aye and, all right, applications.
This really is a pile of the stuff that we went through the last time we met.
Is it?
Yes, it is. I swear it is.
Are you sure? Because that's what you said to the last stuff and Joe Dell's Drive.
There's 3 pieces of mail regarding the 229 BZ Point.
And you guys covered that in the last meeting?
There was
Michelle,
one application that was a shoreline permit that there was only one copy of and no signature box.
That's the list, Steve.
and that's,
So what I learned through the town clerk is that that signature box isn't necessary for that particular application.
on these, the shoreline permits.
Thanks for checking on me.
Nobody asked me to, but I felt compelled.
Stepped right up to the plate, did you?
I exerted my authority. Oops, I shouldn't say that, but off the record.
Michelle said she put the
But it's on
current,
TV.
but that's May's bank statement. I thought we already saw that last meeting.
I think we did, Steve.
I'm telling you, that
Oh,
whole pile is.
Michelle told me today that she put the current one in there, and I don't see it in, as
It
of,
was right on the top of the side.
Could be up
I
to
thought I
June.
saw it, but, I mean, this is the only one I saw, so. Donna, you wanna look at that, where you haven't looked, seen that last stuff?
Gander at that, sure. Y'all can move on now.
From, oh,
I'm a
apparently,
skimmer.
this is,
Map and lot number?
63-6, 39 Sandy Pond North. Map 63, lot 6.
Yeah. They're the same one. It was same application under 3 different, one's got an erosion control plan, one's got the shoreline permit with the existing features. The third is the construction plan. Very same stuff. Remember all that, Paul?
No,
You don't remember that? We had,
I remember we got
I
it.
thought we had the same copy of.
I remember we got it, yeah. I just don't remember the details of each one of them.
Let's do it.
Map 63.
So,
Yeah.
where did you drop the stuff?
I brought it back into the
And put it-
mailbox.
and put it in the mailbox?
So that was the only place I was open when I was in there.
Well, you probably should have returned when they were open, Mr. Fox.
I didn't bring these. These are the labels that Dave and Paul were looking for.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If I can grab those down here, I'll,
Old business.
one of these days I'll find the time to put them up.
You still need the nails?
To what?
We were looking
I
for 2.5.
got nails. I've got aluminum.
Aluminum nails,
Yeah.
siding,
Steve, did you sign that?
Probably?
Did you sign that?
No.
there's no signature bar.
This is at the shorelands we don't sign.
Okay.
Look at all this.
And that's probably why we didn't get 5 copies of it.
Pretty nice one.
Mm.
Guys chomping at the bit for your presentation?
Is that why the easy?
I'm counting your Z's.
You know, if we don't sign them
He's
anyway,
always
I'm not
running
sure
his
there's a point in
time
looking
on
at it.
extending the meeting and looking at volume.
There you go.
You guys,
Point of order, Mr. Brown.
do you want a few minutes to look at that, or do we bring these gentlemen up and have their presentation, or you want a few minutes to run through that stuff?
Bring them on up and I'll jump back and forth.
All
You
right?
know what, if you guys want to set that tripod up there, I'll take one of those seats over there and save my neck bone.
Leonard Ward,
That's me.
that's you. How you doing?
In the middle, you go in the end.
Legion Bond,
You wouldn't sit next to me, where you
I was
have
gonna.
a good view.
Oh,
I've been working.
look at all that legroom he's got there.
Hey, I've been wearing this shirt all day running around.
I did bring 4 paper
I
copies.
had an argument with each
all right, did you already,
We
yeah,
already gave some to the town too. We gave, these don't have the original signatures, these are just for you guys.
that's what, yeah, because we know, the planning board gets one, we get one, the town clerk gets one, and the land, use office gets one, for usually, so we
Yeah, I
get
think
4.
that might be for the DES permits. We're just going for the conditional use tonight.
Okay,
Where we sign.
You will see the DES permit come through
all right.
soon.
Pretty.
You want the TV to see your,
Sorry.
Go right ahead, whenever you're ready.
Great, yeah, so I'm Lenny Lord, environmental scientist with Ryan Engineers representing Eversource, and I have with me Kurt Nelson from Eversource as well. And we're here looking for your support for a conditional use permit to do 5,452 square feet of wetland impacts, temporary impacts to 30-foot buffers of 15,895 square feet. These are associated with the installation of a new distribution line and relocation of a distribution line within an existing utility easement. And so this is north on this side, this is Cosmar Drive. This is Ryan's Road and the transfer station down here. This follows right along the railroad bed, this is 153. And so we've got a few little wetlands. We've tried to minimize impacts at each of the work areas. I know it's hard to see from there. We've got a work pad. Those work pads have been trimmed to avoid wetland impacts. However, we do have to have some temporary impacts associated with installing spacers for lines so that things don't touch. And those have to go every 50 feet, so there's no way to get around that. We've also avoided a crossing of the Branch River, so we still have to install spacers, but we're going to go in from both ends there. So to get to this one, we're going to come all the way in from Ryan's Road. These yellow things you see here, hatch marks, those are where we're going to use wooden matting to minimize even the temporary impacts, to minimize rutting. We're also going to be, once we're done, any kind of impacts will be smoothed out and revegetated, and Ty and Bond will be out there inspecting weekly to make sure the contractors stay in compliance with all the permits.
Have you gone before the planning board yet?
We're going in a couple of weeks, so we want to go through you first, get your hopefully get your support for it, and we'll be preparing for them.
Anybody had a chance to look this up? Good, Ralph.
So, as I look at the legend there, the proposed structures, those are new poles, is that right? The
Those are
red
new
dot?
poles, yeah, thanks, I didn't mention that. So we're replacing, I believe, 16 wooden poles with 15 steel monopoles, and we're adding 16 poles. I got those numbers reversed, but somewhere in that area. So we're adding it as a single wooden pole now. There'll be 2 steel poles side by side. It's not a 2-pole structure, it's 2 separate poles with
Yeah.
separate lines.
Wow.
And then down towards Rhines Road, south of Rhines Road, there's just some single poles that will be going
Can you
in.
stand back so you can?
So, the transmission lines are getting beefed up in that area, is that how that's
So
happening?
one's getting relocated, and then there's another one being put down through there.
So, twice the capacity that's current, right?
It's really, the doubling up is more about redundancy.
Okay.
And you'll have to bear with me because I'm not the electrical engineer. I'm just the environmental guy, but I did bring a little bit of project rationale. So what this is it's a new 3-phase, 345 kV line. That's our typical distribution voltage for these types of, they transmit
Yeah.
power between substations.
Big conductors.
Backbones, yep. Let me see. So this is part of a larger, there's some street side distribution work that's happening as part of this project as well. The total project length is 4.5 miles. This is about a mile stretching in right of way. What this will do is it'll provide an alternate feed to the Sanbornville substation and the surrounding area, and will help speed the restoration service and prevent the loss of the 3157 line, which is out of the Castle Farms substation in Milton. So now the substation is fed in the direction. So they say that it would benefit approximately 4,200 customers on the service.
And that station currently is at the end of Cosmo, right? Out by the It's really,
I guess it's currently radially fed right now. So this provides another line feeding in. So in the event that the 3157, which currently feeds it, goes out, power's maintained.
radially fed means coming in from different directions.
One direction.
And the stretch of Branch River, very minimal. I mean, it's down by the public safety building, folks, if you're not familiar with it. Steve, are you familiar with that area?
Which,
Where it's gonna cross Branch River, it'll be down by the public safety building, between Campbell Farms and public safety building. That's where Branch River would be most impacted, but I don't think it's gonna have any impact. I would be in support of this, but the most impact would be down in those areas, in that area.
how big are these metal poles that you're putting in?
They're in between 40 and 50, on average 45.
Feet?
Yeah.
Are they like the high transmission
There
type?
there is a picture in the back.
Oh, is there?
They're similar type of construction. Eversource has gone to a steel pole standard for its transmission lines, and even these distribution lines now, the lines that are in rights of way are being constructed with steel. The price of steel has come down basically. That was my understanding that it seems to be becoming sort of a standard for us. And you'll notice it too, that this is, Lenny had alluded to this, it's called spacer cable. They also call it Hendrix, which is that bundled cable that not the 3 phases on the long cross arm, 3 phases in a triangular shape bundle.
You find it on?
I was just looking at this photos and the statement about the vernal pools. chose the right time of year to do this, thank you. I like the
Yeah.
peepers. On page 3 of your photos, is this like a, you mentioned in the text about the, and you mentioned there that it's like a bridge over that wetland,
isn't-
it's temporary, and you don't think the impact on that area will be,
Right.
you'll be removing that when you're done? That's just to get your equipment across the wetlands, is that correct?
Yeah, so we're actually, so in the picture, that's an NATV bridge,
Mhm.
but just to clarify that.
Oh,
We're
okay.
actually not going to span the river.
Oh.
We're not gonna span it.
Okay,
We're gonna come in from both sides. We have to have this impact to put in the spacers. Otherwise, we would have come, we could have avoided that impact altogether. Actually, we could have avoided all the above impact, direct on impact.
There is an access road behind the public safety building, right? Where the dog kennel is, I think there's like a tow road that goes right up to the tracks.
Okay. That might be helpful when we get ready to facility.
It'd be 200 feet away from the edges of Branch River.
Okay. Somewhere up in here.
Well,
You can
I don't know which way you
you can
guys are
check
heading
into-
out, but if you go out Wakefield Road by the
Yeah.
club and the old highway,
Yeah.
public safety building right on the right after the Branch River, if you drove around the building, you'd see that little tote road. If you go around the building by staying to the right initially, by the time you made that first corner and you had going parallel with the road, you'd see a little tote road. And you'll
Okay.
see maybe a concrete building and a cyclone fence that takes you right up. It's like an impound road and all that good stuff.
Okay, great. Thank you.
It's an access. Keep you high and dry.
Great.
In all of the projects you folks have done like this, have there ever been any major complications that you might read about in the newspaper or the TV? Or, I mean, has there ever been incidents where towns or municipalities would suffer a loss because of the activity?
A loss, I mean, there can be inadvertent trips that happen when working on the system. They're very controlled and very diligent about preventing that sort of thing, but they do happen. Is there a possibility that there could be an inadvertent trip? Yes, there's that. From an environmental standpoint, this is pretty cut and dry for us. This is very low impact. We're Eversource and most utilities are going gangbusters on building out or replacing aged infrastructure on utility right away. So all of the construction methods, best management practices, we're doing this all over the place. So this is like just old hat to us. So we have very good best management practices from the environmental standpoint. We hire quality consultants like Kennedy and Triangle to monitor our contract improvements. We have all sorts of compliance procedures. Not perfect, we make mistakes.
Nobody-
You know, and we're busy like everybody else, so, can we guarantee that nothing's gonna go wrong? No, we can't, but, you have, you have every source of work that we're following. She's not with us tonight because we have a dedicated outreach person for every project like this, so, and I'm remiss not bringing her card, but, certainly anybody from the commission, anybody from the town, our number is always available. And I apologize, I didn't bring my business card, but I'm very happy to leave my number with you, so if there's any.
Is these something we can keep?
Absolutely.
Individual commissioner? Steve, I'd like to offer a motion to encourage the planning board to go along with the plans being presented to the Conservation Commission this evening.
Encourage the planning board to what?
Go along with the plans that are being presented.
Thank you.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but, intervening. What I'll take as an action item is what I'll do is make sure that we, at the planning board meeting, I will make sure that we get contact information on record for, you know,
I'm not aware of any incidents in towns, municipalities, that have been adverse to your projects. And I appreciate the honesty. You can't guarantee anything. Nobody can guarantee anything.
that usually backfires when you're.
And this is just covering, it's traveling right down the railroad right away, right?
And this time of the year, the burn pools are probably all halfway dried up, if not completely dried up.
Yep, should be, yep.
I have one other question. I like this best management practice manual. This is really detailed. You won't be using every single one
Not
of
every,
these. Yeah.
those are all the options that are
Those are
available to the
possibilities.
contractors, yep. And so, anything that they need, or the inspector feels that they need to put in place, that's the whole toolbox right there. And as somebody who's done, quite a number of the inspections, I find the contractors are almost always more than willing to do anything. They want to do it right. They don't want to get in trouble with Eversource, but they want to keep working for them, And
Two-way street.
and they're always happy. So it's usually, if there's any slight thing, they're usually very happy to fix it.
I think this is very well done. Thank you.
How do you like the coconut bombs? Those work pretty slick.
Work great, yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye, all.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Try out.
That means we won't lose lights anymore in Wakefield?
Sorry, I just.
It said that, so does this mean we're never gonna lose lights, electricity in Wakefield anymore?
We
Geez, can you
we
imagine
stopped
the
losing
impact of
lights
this?
as soon as we bought our generator. Suddenly, we've never lost power. It's been great. And it's not the generator, it's just we just don't lose
Yeah.
power now. It's
The
good.
the reliability in the state has improved quite a bit.
I think it has.
If you'll notice, you drive down, you see all the.
Oh yeah, back in the day, if you got a 5-mile-an-hour breeze, you'd lose power around.
Yeah,
It
so,
was bad.
yeah, they put a lot of money into trimming and rebuilding, these are, beating the specifications, so it's paying some dividends.
Can I ask a curious question? Keeping everything overhead on poles and stuff like that, is it truly cost effective as opposed to going underground? It probably is with the cost of conduit.
Yeah, the bigger iceberg is approximately 10 times more expensive to go underground. So,
Having granite a couple of feet down, or a couple of inches down in some cases, makes it almost
it's-
impossible.
it's a valid question, I mean,
We looked at underground conduit for our driveway, we had about 400 feet, and we got granite 6 inches down, it's just, you can't do it.
so.
4 feet, something like that.
All our power lines are under our driveway. We don't have anything
Well,
coming to
there's
the
a
house.
huge move.
It's awesome.
to Make nice landscapes, where you don't see anything.
But I think that's
Yeah,
the wrong
well,
It's not money.
We built it system so we wouldn't have
Thank
to
you
do
very
it.
much.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Good luck with that.
Thank you,
All right,
Karen.
appreciate it, thanks.
Do you need these back?
No, so we can keep them.
Oh, no, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A copy for Dave.
Good teaching tool for me.
Was there an extra one for Dave?
Oh, he had 4.
Okay, but, hey, he can borrow mine, so.
Okay.
Steve will probably donate his because he doesn't like retaining information.
Moving on, anything on the
You can
other?
censor him if you want.
I'm about to, believe me.
I'll make a motion to censor me.
Is there a second? A second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Majority,
we can leave that
majority
out.
voted.
I knew.
Anything on the other? Hearing nothing, unfinished business, Lavender property monitoring walk and report to be done in September. I don't know, have we done anything about, I see you and Dave on there on organizing the conservation piles on the
Nope.
top of the filing cabinet. Did you bring that copy? Is that it right there?
For Rick and Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Fogg finally has the,
Just goes over the idea of Rick advises Nathan back on the 13th of August in 2015. Nathan, yes, the Conservation Commission can hold conservation easements. It isn't usually done this way because there are outside organizations that tend to do this type of thing. But on the other hand, there are many instances where a municipal conservation commission does indeed hold an easement on town land. So the question was, the concern was, how can the Conservation Commission hold these,
be the property owner and hold the easement.
right, but the town would be the property owner, the Conservation Commission would be holding the easement.
Right. Plus
The
also
letter
the-
does exist.
If we can get the town to agree to an easement.
It goes-
Plus also the fact of having to pay some of these outside agencies to,
That is
Hold
mentioned in
deed.
here. The question was, or Rick had responded to the question of being 15,000, was the conservation easement never put on the property because of the $15,000 cost, or is there another reason? And the response to that was, conservation deeds were never put in place as a way to add conservation land or land to be conserved to the deed rather than give MMRG or SELT $15,000. So I guess
The money is the
that
issue.
answers the question. The money issue was the
Right.
reason for not having.
So we
the
should
work done.
probably request an easement be granted if we're holding it to cost and Cetera.
Yeah, if you want, I can leave these here or make copies of it and put it in the record, I guess. I thought it would probably be in the record somewhere. If it's in, if it's in
well,
these-
maybe if you want, Mr. Tinkham usually likes to,
So the minutes
Yeah,
are from
so-
October 26, 2015. The letters of the correspondence are from August 25th, 2015. So I guess the day before that meeting, Nate contacted Rick. And the RSA that Rick cites is RSA 36-A, semicolon 4, comma, I, or 1. So that just goes the full paragraph of talking about how the commission can do this and that and the other thing.
That's something you might want to put on the next meeting's agenda.
With copies for everybody?
Yeah, and
Okay.
get copies to everybody, then
I think that,
discuss the possibility of a conservation easement.
Do you want to part of the minutes?
I can just be on the record.
2015.
Oops, I'm censored.
I mean, that's been on our agenda for a little while.
alright,
Just giving the information.
takes care of that. Anything else new on the gate, on Gage Hill?
Oh, yeah.
I drove by it.
Let's go by. How'd it look?
It looked
We drove
good.
Is the
by.
snow gone?
Kiosk
Are
is
you the
still
one that
naked.
threw the McDonald's cup and the fork and the
I don't eat
napkin out
McDonald's, so nope.
there? I took them away.
No, they're clean. I like the granite stone that's kind of begins the path. The parking area looked nice and the kiosk is still waiting to be filled. Yay, it got
The kiosk
filled
was
since I
filled
drove
about
by.
3 hours ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, I passed that around, you can
There
see
you
that.
go.
I got the blown up poster things this morning and went, actually this afternoon, and went by and put them up. I discovered that this is not a one-man job opening that thing up and putting things in it. You take out the bottom 2 bolts and everything comes. Fortunately, it came down slowly and didn't break. And putting it back up is even more difficult because you're trying to keep the thing up while you put the wood back in place and run in 2 bolts that are far apart. But I got it up. And the other problem, I was using thumbtacks, and that backing that they have in there, the thumbtacks will not go into that. I'm busted about 30.
It's not cork?
20, no. I was expecting cork. It's composition board and very hard. I pounded in enough to hold them up, but next time I'm using sticky tape. But it came out looking really nice.
Is it plexiglass or glass?
I think it's plexiglass.
Good. Good.
If it had been glass, it had probably broken.
Yeah.
I'd probably slashed my wrist.
And
It's been well rid of.
that's the stone you were talking about?
Yeah.
No, actually, the front of where you start the trail, there's 2 granite
The posts.
posts.
And those are
They're not
foam
granite.
poles.
They're wood.
I'll be darned. I was driving by fast, I guess.
I have
Don't
noticed
put
that
that I
if you
was
drive
speeding
too
with
far
record.
to the left of the parking lot, it's pretty soft.
Yes, with that glass.
Yeah,
It does move,
yeah, yeah.
kind of like live sand, but better than nothing. And I think if we asked Public Works again, they'd probably bring some dirty fill over there, some stuff that they'd like to get rid of.
Anyway, I mean, it's
So it won't be
workable.
so
Right, not so easily sinkable. When you drive in, if you're
Spin out.
making a turn, a hard turn, you kind of plow.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I do plan to go out and get the rest of that area marked, trail marked, as soon as I can get back out there. And what I'd also like to do is knock down some of the brush. I can do that with a sketch or something, just so you can see where the trail goes. Sometimes you can't see the next mark because you've got a whole pile of shrub going up in between.
Have you got a machete?
I do.
Jungle knife or
I use it to protect myself. Dangerous man.
hopefully it's faster than bullets?
It's not very sharp though. I need to sharpen.
Is there a shot on that?
These are the ones.
Yeah, but, and of course, Dave did run off 25 copies of the brochure, which I'll take home and fold them. I've got the technique down. Instead of bringing you a picture, I went ahead and bought one. These are only $12. I mean, you know, hey, if they don't like it, that's tough. I'll buy another one. But this was a model that I liked, partly because of what it just did. It shuts automatically,
Yeah.
so they won't leave it open accidentally. Be screwed to the post at a convenient height. It already says take one. We had to put that on there anyway, so I didn't know what it was there for. My only drawback I see is it's a little too tall. When you put the brochure in, unfortunately it goes in this way. And I figure if I put a styrofoam piece in the bottom, hold it up high enough so they can reach in and get it easily.
So
It
it
also
won't
has
go
a
in the other
gap in
one?
the back so you can actually reach in and get your fingers behind it to pull one out instead of having them all clumped together.
So what if you just set them in on this, because they're gonna be folded up?
Yeah, yeah. But I will get those out and up as soon as I can get them folded and if everybody approves of that particular type. I'm not even going to charge you for it.
Well,
We can think of this as my way of subsidizing your tax rate. I'm sure you appreciate that. It might amount
that's
to
the
it.
best way to look at it,
Might amount to
But-
a very small amount, but hey, you know, everything counts.
as long as it's more than a box of pizza.
Anyway, but that's where we stand out there. The only other thing is, now I have these. I've got the nails. I'll go out and put a few of these up. I mean, I've got, 25 of them here. We're talking about one every 100 feet for 5 miles of perimeter, so it's not going to go far. But I'll do that critical north, west,
There's more than
northeast.
25. I didn't count them, but
I don't, he said he had 25, maybe it's more. It may be more than that.
they're pretty flimsy all by themselves.
Yeah. Well, I'll get those up in the most critical areas of the.
What are they called?
They're conservation easement boundary tags.
Decals.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Anything else on Gage Hill?
We still need to arrange a time to actually do some cleanup, but Dave hasn't gotten back to me on his contact with the Boy Scouts, so I
I'll email them and find out.
Geez, I saw one of the den mothers
Sarah.
yesterday and I didn't even think about asking.
Put that on the next agenda if he's made contact, set up some dates. Probably going to be Saturdays because that's when most people are available.
Anything else?
That's it for the stuff on Cage Hill.
Gage Hill, and then Union Meadows is after Gage Hill. And so do we,
Yeah.
public comment?
Donna?
Seeing none?
It's not public. It's holy.
Anybody have anything else?
I would like to make a suggestion that when we set the meeting date, that we have one of you send a memo to Tony to post it immediately. And then if we get one with an agenda later, we can have that replace it. But I think we solve this problem of the occasional, didn't get posted in time. As long as we have the meeting date posted, we're covered.
Numerical date?
Yeah.
23rd.
Do you want me to send that to Tony when I send out the,
Actually, yeah, when you send her the minutes, if you
Right.
just send an additional memo, official
I
memo
can do
saying,
that.
I think that would be.
That's an excellent approach, I think.
I know it's not a big problem. It only happened twice that I can think of, but twice is enough. And canceling meetings for that is good.
Yeah.
So July 23rd is our next one,
Looks like Tuesday, July 23rd.
and then when is our August one? Just make sure I have that right. Would that be the
You're
5th?
looking at
far
the
ahead.
12th and Monday the 12th and Tuesday the 27th for August.
Oh, by the way, the posters only cost $9, so I'm sucking that one up too. It's not worth going through the hassle of requesting a reimbursement for that.
Michelle's nice about things.
I know, but
It's kind of,
my time and effort goes into it too. I don't value my time that much. Now that I'm retired.
Mr. What was it, Daddy Warbucks, Starbucks? What was
Yeah, that's me.
it? No, that's Steve.
Okay, I move adjournment then.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.